What this report makes very clear to all of us is that this problem isn't just hurting young people, it is blowing a hole in our budget as well. The economy is making progress, we all are pleased to hear that, but many of our youngest workers are still not feeling that at all. Millions of young people here and across the country are ready and willing. They want that job. They've put in place the pieces to get there, and they're just waiting for that one employer to call them and say, and give them a chance. Oftentimes, though, they get that job and they're stuck in a job that doesn't pay them enough to move out of their house or to be out on their own. And we need to help them get on track with that solid career path. And this is coming at a huge cost to all of us, which is what this report really highlights. As they found, the Young Invincibles found, high unemployment among young adults costs the federal and state governments as much as $25 billion every year, and the vast majority of that comes from lost revenue. As RORY said, that amounts to $171 out of every American's taxes. Just think about where we could put that money if these people were at work and paying taxes, investing in education or transportation or infrastructure, cutting-edge research, or keeping our economy growing. We don't have that today simply because they don't have the job to put the money into our economy. So clearly, this is impacting our budget right now. But even more importantly, it's going to have very serious consequences for our country in the future. Because every time a young person can't put their potential to use, whether it's in school or through training or at a good job, it means that they are facing reduced lifetime earnings and career opportunities, and we are all missing out on what they have to offer. So as we're making choices now about what we want our country to be, and what we want it to be like today and many years down the road, helping these young people succeed has to be a priority for our nation. There's a lot we can do to make sure our young workers are ready to compete in the global economy, building strong pathways between school and work, expanding access to training and apprenticeships, making higher education more accessible and more affordable. We can really break down some of the barriers that they're facing to success if we focus on it here. And we know that those kinds of investments will really pay off. I met a young woman named Katie Ann earlier this year and had her to our budget committee to have her testify, because she truly was an example of what happens when we invest in a young person. Her own parents had not gone to college. They didn't have a lot of money. They wanted the best for their kids, and Katie Ann was one of them. She was able to join a program at her school that helps financially disadvantaged students to stay on track and get a higher education. And thanks to that program, as well as Pell Grants and student loans and a lot of hard work, she was able to go to college, earn a degree in nursing, and give back to her community as an urgent care nurse. That's what we want for all of these young people, is to put the investment in them so they can give back to all of us. These young people face real economic challenges, but because of what we know about them, we know that their contributions to all of us, to their community, mean not just something to them, but to this entire country. Today in the Senate, we took an important step forward to make sure that those people who are looking for a job don't lose their unemployment benefits. We have a lot more work to do. We're hopeful that we can get this passed and through the House of Representatives. But I really want to thank the Young Invincibles for highlighting a really critical problem in our country today. And that is the many young people who don't have a job or are working at jobs that don't pay them what they should be earning. And it's a cost to them, but it's a cost to our country in real dollars today and far into the future.
Young people in this economy are hurting, are lagging behind, are dealing with double-digit unemployment rates as high as 16.2% right now for young people ages 16 to 24.
With millions of young people like me, we found that college wasn't enough, that employers are telling us that to get a good job, we need to already have had real-world experience to even qualify. And you know, it feels like we're stuck in this catch-22, in this endless cycle with millions of young people where we can't get out because we need that real-world experience.
Now is the time for Congress to act. Now is the time for bold ideas to get our generation back to work. Because when one generation struggles to make it in this country, everyone suffers.